'Cause you are not alone. Let me be the light in the darkness. 'Cause you are not alone. Let me be the star in the night sky. 'Cause you are not alone. Let me be the spark to the flame. Yeah, 'cause you are not alone.
Huh. Let's get this shit.
Let's get this shit.
Let's get this shit.
Let's get this shit.
Let's get this shit. Top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning. Welcome to the TCU podcast. I'm Aaron the Rapper. With me today,
Dak.
Dak. As you can see, not our regular co-host, dysfunctional. He was having some car issues or something. I guess his tires were slashed when he fucking woke up.
I don't know what that's about, but
Some weird shit. I'm not sure what it's all about, but we're here. Dak is with me today to do this episode, so we're gonna give you guys some nice fresh content, a new perspective on things. It's gonna be an interesting episode.
very different. Don't expect the usual.
We are not the same.
He's Baby Keem.
Oh, good shit. All right. So, my co-host today with me is Dak. I've known Dak for a good amount of time now.
At least like 6-7 years.
It's been
like that.
a while. We worked on tons of music together, working on future music. We'll have, TCU group music coming out in the future as well. So lots of stuff to be on the lookout for. Do you want to kind of give the people some of your accolades? I mean, you don't have to get too deep into it or anything because, this isn't like your dedicated episode or anything. But if you want to give the people some of your backstory, what you're about and whatnot, just a kind of backstory on the co-host.
I mean, I've been making music since 6th grade. Started with just rapping and stuff. Eventually, I realized I wanted to make money with it. Started making my own beats on GarageBand.
I'm going to turn you up just a little bit.
All right. Produced a couple albums, put them out on iTunes and stuff. Started working on other DAWs, progressing, freed my mind. Now I live with the purpose of changing the world through art. To sum it all up, very simply.
Yeah, nice little bow on the shits. As I stated before, Dak is part of our, the Come Up team. One of the rappers on the squad, but he does more than rapping. He produces. You do a little bit of engineering every now and then.
A little bit.
He plays guitar.
I'm learning. I wouldn't say I'm a guitar player as of yet, but
He's better than your fucking typical person that just fucking picks up a guitar.
Yeah, that's bad. For sure.
He's got a little skill with it. Let's give yourself some credit there. But flashback to, our last vlog with Austin. We were talking about the Next Gen showcase, and we talked about, my performance and how it felt super good to be back on stage, and it was just like a natural feeling. I felt confident to be back up on the stage, especially after such like a long hiatus. Do you want to talk about your experience being on the stage that night and what it was like for you?
It was fantastic because it was my first performance where I had my own set. I'd performed one time before sharing a set with Lost, never really Lost. And this time it was way better. Like, since I had time to, before, like, performing in your set and Nico's set, I was already comfortable on stage. I felt like I really got to spread my message, which is what I'm all about personally. And it was very exhilarating. Definitely what I'm going to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah, I feel that on a spiritual level. Just having that crowd there and just, I don't know. It really is just a fucking different feeling. It's good for the spirit, huh?
Yeah, there's really nothing like it. Like, I don't know anything else for me that would replicate that feeling.
Very euphoric in a sense.
Better than drugs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. The high from being on stage and just being able to share your art, especially with like music, because music is such a weird thing. You're not the audience doesn't receive anything physical with like other mediums of art, you know?
Yeah.
They're not getting like a picture or a painting or like a statue or something. You're really just trying to pass off ideas and wisdom and knowledge or a certain perspective on a...
I think pictures and paintings can do the same thing, but in art, it's like, or in music, it's like, I think it can get a lot deeper than a lot of pictures and paintings can.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're trying to convey.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously art, pictures and stuff can convey ideas and whatnot, but I'm just talking about with that, you get a physical medium, you know? You get, you know, an artist can pass you
hold
a,
it.
yeah, exactly. Something you can physically hold in your hands. Whereas with music, it's all in
Yeah,
thought-based thing. It's all
like reading
listening. Exactly.
it's like reading a book. You're going into their minds.
Yeah, it's good shit, you know? But anyways, speaking, you know, of that next gen showcase, our boy Austin is sick right now, so he was unable to do the podcast. That's why we have Dak here. But he is the one editing and going over the footage for that next gen showcase. So any of our artist friends or any audience members who were in the crowd that night that are waiting for like footage to be released from us or anything, it's on the way. Got to cut the homie a break. Little under the weather.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah, it'll be worth it. Austin puts in a lot of work while he's fucking editing his shit. As you can see from like our Drip Fest footage, he does a good job putting the shit together, and he has his own little spin on it. So just be on the lookout for that. It should be coming, I'd say, within like the next 2 to 3 weeks. Fingers crossed, hopefully, if the man's feeling better. I'm not a doctor with a fucking thermometer in his ass fucking reading the shit, you know, so I can't fucking predict the future, but...
Well, I mean, his brother's already back at work, so it shouldn't be too long before Austin's recovered.
Nice, okay, yeah, see? His brother's at work, so Austin, quit being a fucking lazy bitch and get your ass back here to work, man. Come on.
Much, honestly. He said it. But I just wanted to thank you and Austin and everyone for coming out. Like,
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. We,
you were literally probably the first person I hit up to come fill up a spot, so.
I appreciate you fucking, you know, thinking of me to fucking do something like that. I mean, it totally means the world. It was fucking a great opportunity, as I've said, you know, multiple times. I loved doing it. It was, you know, kind of like having my eyes reopened to the fact that I want to do this.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. You want to fucking tell the people what it was like setting the show up? I mean, you played a part in it with
I played
Logan, so...
not nearly as big a part as Logan himself, because it was his family and everything that had all the equipment, and his father is the DJ that DJ'd it, Mayhem. But, like, in terms of just getting everyone together, it was pretty... It wasn't as hectic for me because, like, everything wasn't in my name the way it was for Logan. But it was very great to be able to bring all these people together that not perhaps may have crossed paths otherwise, but they did at the show. It's like a good feeling to have. If you can articulate that better.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. Especially, like, what, you know, we do here at the Come Up is, like, our whole thing is to interweave artists together and get all these people to be on the same page and work together and be like-minded and have, you know, a similar goal in mind in a sense, you know? If we can put the city on the map, all of us have a better chance of fucking doing what we're here to do.
And that's something that the opposite usually happens in, like, small towns and stuff with anything where there can be competition. Everybody just puts each other down. And that's why I feel like most things fail, because that's not the way that you will succeed, in my opinion.
Yeah, people get egos involved, you know? And that's something you guys, you know, the audience members have heard me and Austin talk about multiple times, is fucking people just fucking get too big for their britches sometimes, and I mean, they'll try putting other people down because they're not secure with fucking themselves, you know? bringing all those artists together, like Rios Mios is a fucking artist that
That's what I was thinking of.
I've linked with at that show, who I really enjoy, and I've been keeping an eye on his progress ever since we met. You know, and a few of the other artists that were there, you know, and even like meeting Lost during, you know, this whole process and whatnot, and forming that connection there. I've been, you know, more open than I have been and more receptive in the past, you know, to meeting new people and other artists. So it's great to fucking meet all these people and have, you know, people that I trust showing me people that they trust. So I know they're good people in a sense. But yeah, it's cool shit. Whenever fucking we have Lost on the show, fucking later on down the line sometime, I'm sure he'll be able to give all the fucking details and the full scoop on the show. And
super stressed the whole time, but eventually I was just like, you know, there's really, you don't, like, I understand your stress, but at the end of the day, we're bringing a bunch of people who their life is making music, and we're having them go on stage to do what they do. So like, even if things go wrong, it's not gonna be like a bad time for anyone. Like, even if people don't show up, we all make music, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna work out.
Right. And I mean, it happened where, you know, like one artist wasn't able to make it and perform, so we all had to pull like a few extra songs out of the tuck to perform, you know, kind of last minute. But whatever, it happens. It's just part of the life, you know. You have to be able to adapt and adjust. Right. But no, you know, speaking of like new things coming, and, you know, the new generation of things and new projects and whatnot.
Have you heard Baby Keem's new album?
That's what I'm getting to, man. Fucking Baby Keem, you know, the next generation of artists just released a project, The Melodic Blue. And I've only got to hear a few tracks off the project myself. All of the ones fucking featuring Kendrick Lamar, of course, just because that's my go-to.
When you heard Range Brothers?
No, I wasn't disappointed. I love this shit. Fucking it's creative. Like as I was saying, like earlier, like it's very calculated. And you said, you know, like people are gonna make memes out of it, and that's exactly what it's for. You know, is to be kind of made fun of in a sense. Like they know what they're doing. These are multi-million-dollar artists with tons of like label backing, and tons of thought goes into their projects, when they drop, how they drop, who's going to be, you know, receptive to these projects. Artists aren't dumb, and especially when you have...
Well, most artists aren't dumb.
Yeah, most artists aren't dumb, but especially when you have someone like Kendrick Lamar in your, you know, your wing, kind of...
Literally your cousin.
Yeah, pushing you. I think Keem is signed to the PG Lang, which is the new label Kendrick just started. So, you know, Kendrick's not going to let his artist fucking crash and burn. He's going to make sure he's successful and has footing in the industry. But
working, because within a couple years, Baby Keem like went from someone that nobody really knew about to everyone knows who Baby Keem is at this point.
Absolutely. As I was saying, I've only listened to like the Kendrick Lamar features and probably like the first 2 or 3 songs on the project. I haven't had a chance to go through it. But you were saying you've had a chance to actually go through the project and kind of digest it a little bit. Do you want to tell the audience like your thoughts on the project, what you're thinking, and you know, you can expand. Don't be afraid to.
So like, I've listened to it a few times at least. I've been listening to it last few days. Honestly, if you're looking for Kendrick Lamar, you're not gonna get it, because it's Baby Keem. But Baby Keem himself, to me, is sounding like a very versatile, unique artist. And I think he didn't play all his cards on this Melodic Blue. The title kind of tells you what it's going to be. A lot of melodies, great beats. He produced most of it. Amazing production. And the songs with Kendrick, he really... Obviously, he's not lyrically as lyrical as Kendrick Lamar, but he definitely holds his own in terms of entertaining you and making good music. And in my opinion, Kendrick Lamar is the greatest of all time. So that, like, that's very great for Baby Keem to be able to not get, like, washed on any song with Kendrick Lamar.
He matches the energy, not necessarily the lyricism aspect, like as you're saying, but like on the songs that I've heard with Kendrick, he's able to match that same type of energy that Kendrick's trying to bring.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that, and yeah, obviously you can tell it runs in the family. You know, it's
For sure.
some good shit.
And like, there's a lot of songs that seem to have barely any substance, but he kind of warns you about that on the song Scapegoats, where he's like, pussy is my scapegoat on this album. But then you have songs like Scars, where it's very introspective and questioning God and things like that. And he's just very diverse. He can seemingly do it all at this point. I'm very excited for what he has coming in the future.
Yeah, nice, very vibey project. And like, yeah, as you said, from what I've heard, I'm excited to see where this kid skyrockets to, because he's inevitably going to be a star.
Same with like, I think of him and Lil Nas X and like Jack Harlow as like,
Oh yeah,
for sure stars, like, if not already.
yeah, young legends, and I mean, even people like Corday, who are still kind of up and coming. Corday hasn't really like solidified it yet, but I think he still has the chance to.
I agree.
This little 4 or 5 song EP that he put out just a little while back wasn't really as fucking what I was looking for him.
I enjoyed it a lot more than his previous album. I forget the name.
The Lost Boy or whatever it was. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I wasn't really too big a fan of that project either. A few songs.
I was cruising with 6'4".
Oh yeah. But to bounce off of Baby Keem and like a newer artist project onto a more solidified artist, a more veteran artist, Drake. Drake. What? Drake dropped Certified Lover Boy. I have had a chance to listen to that full project. You've had a chance to go through and listen to some of the songs, correct?
Skim through 'em.
Yeah, skim through them. You want to give a hot take?
That shit was ass. To me, it was like him just trying to get plays, and that's what it sounds like. I mean, there's a few songs, like you were showing me the last song on the album, I think.
Yeah, The Remorse.
There's some highlights, obviously, but the majority is just Cap. I don't know him, but like, it sounds like Cap. So, yeah.
Yeah, as we were kind of talking about before we started the podcast, I've been listening to Drake since about 2009. Maybe even a little before that, like the comeback season. But there's a certain standard that I hold Drake's music to, and this album just did not quite meet the standard that I was looking for it to meet. Not that Drake has to fucking impress me or anything, but just I'm a fan, I'm looking for certain things, but no, this album just, there was an inauthentic feel to a lot of the artificial. It didn't have that same magic that a lot of Drake's music has for me. That spark, that
it was like formulaic in a way.
Exactly, just kind of like he was like, all right, I have to have a song like this on my project. Here's the club record, fucking.
Here's the
insert
features.
Verse. Yeah, exactly. Just very formulaic, not very lightning strikes.
It reminds me of Eminem Revival.
Yes.
In that way.
Yes, very much so. Just like, especially like with the way fans had anticipated albums as such, like when Revival dropped,
we had Walk on Water. We were like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing.
Exactly. I heard Walk on Water and I was like, damn, like if we get a project like this, like, oh my God, just amazing. And then the project released and I was like.
And you can just hear that he's trying to tick every box. He has the song with Skylar Grey,
Exactly. It's like someone put a label head was like, here's we need the song with Skylar Grey, we need the Ed Sheeran song on there.
It's worse because he's the label head.
Exactly. And it's just like, man, it's like that's how your album is, like, I hate to see what you're doing to, like, the artists under you. Like, it's no wonder we have, like, people wanting off the Aftermath label after they stay on for a little bit, you know?
I mean, Slaughterhouse talks about it, where they had their project and he came in and their words fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Joe Budden is a big fucking proprietor of that, you know? Cuts no corners around that. I mean, like, their debut project on that label,
Welcome to Our House.
yeah, Welcome to Our House, that opening song, it's like, the opening song should have all 4 members of the group on there, but you took fucking Joey's verse off, like...
Yeah, and like, as an artist, I completely understand Joe Budden's resentment to Eminem.
I mean, like, it's just like a whole bunch of Eminem beats that he didn't use, you know? Like, if you listen to, like, the Slaughterhouse mixtapes before that, like, that's not the type of beats they were hopping on and shit. So it's weird how label heads can fucking factor into that. But Drake is an artist who's so big, you know, he's like an Eminem, you know? He's kind of a label head in his own right, you know, that OVO sound. So all the choices on his album, I have to believe that he made them, you know, and I'm kind of sitting here as a listener like, you made that choice? Really? Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. Like, the Too Sexy track is, you know, with fucking Future and whoever the fuck else is on it. It's a little bopper of a song, but I mean, it's nothing that has replay value for me or...
It's like that Tuesday Slides.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I wasn't very happy with the Certified Lover Boy. There was a couple tracks off of it that I adored, like the last track I showed you, The Remorse. That's the type of Drake that I'm looking for, is Drake, that raw Drake pen, you know. You just know it's Aubrey Graham fucking wrote that verse. But the last song, The Remorse, and then the opening track, Champagne Poetry, is...
When I heard that, I was like, this is going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. That sets the standard, and then it was like... I was like, oh, what the fuck is the rest of this? Yeah, so, as you can tell, we're not very impressed with fucking Certified Lover Boy. Definitely a thumbs down from this crew. Drake has released better projects, better songs, and he just did not execute this properly. I hope if he is to release anything in the future, which is not like he announced his retirement or anything, I hope it's a little less thought out.
I just want to hear Drake expressing himself, and I don't feel like we've gotten that since Views.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I get it, because like the overall major reception to Views was negative. Like,
really?
Yeah, a lot of people dislike Views. They credit that as like one of his, you know.
But have you ever? But like, keep the family close, like.
Right. When especially like now, when you go back and listen to Views is, you know, every year, it's like wine. You know, it just keeps aging better and better and better. But yeah, when it first came out, the major reception to Views was not positive whatsoever. I mean, Joe Budden, just to bring him back into the fold, had a whole fucking podcast where he was, fucking blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but Joe Budden also, like, screwed over his friends, Rory and Mal.
Oh, my God. Don't get me started on that whole fucking topic. I fucking, I watch the Rory and Mal podcast now fucking religiously, just because I can't fuck with Joe Budden anymore after he fucking did his friends like that.
Well, it makes you realize that the Joe Budden podcast was good because of Rory and Mal.
Yeah, they brought so much character and liveliness to that shit. Like,
not to say that Joe Budden doesn't have any place in media, but
Joe's a intelligent human being. I mean, he got to where he is because he's fucking smart and calculated, and
right.
He does have some fucking intelligence when it comes to music. He's been in the industry a long time. He's a good insider, especially for like the common folk like us.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there was just a lot of shit going on behind the scenes there that was not fucking okay, especially with your friends, you know.
Right. It's not even, and then like you start treating your friends like employees. That's where there's power, there's corruption.
Exactly. You guys are a team, you know? You gotta work as a unit. But anyways, to move on from fucking the disappointment that was Certified Lover Boy, the VMAs happened, and it was a pretty good show. I think one of the notable performances was Lil Nas X, and me and Dak were talking about that, and we wanted to make sure that we covered that because Lil Nas X is one of the, another one of these upcoming artists that just the spotlight deserves to be shined on. He's creative and out here doing a lot of things. And
my hot take is he's gonna be the biggest thing since Michael Jackson.
For sure. I mean, him and Jack Harlow performed their song "Industry Baby," and it absolutely slapped.
Crazy.
Lil Nas had dancers out there. He did the whole fucking shower scene and shit. Was great.
He had men shaking their ass on stage, and like us straight guys are like, hell yeah, keep doing that shit.
He's flipping the standard. If fucking Cardi B and Megan were out there shaking their ass, we'd be still fucking clapping and fucking enjoying the show. It's fucking.
And I think it's even crazier with Lil Nas X because like we appreciate it for the art and just him being so like open to himself or like open with himself
and to everybody else. Yeah, exactly.
And whereas like when you have females shaking their ass, it's just like a advertising thing. Like they're just trying to, that's why you're into it, is because there's ass shaking on stage.
Right.
But Lil Nas X is so good that you appreciate him so much as an artist that you're okay with watching the opposite sex ass on stage.
Exactly. He's able to flip the standard. If it was like, as you were saying, like ladies on ass, the general male population would be like, oh yeah, fucking there's some ass on stage. But again, you flip the standard, and then there's some insecure males or fucking even some weird ass women out there who fucking they're unokay with the shit because a kid is fucking out here living his best fucking life, and
yeah, he's not afraid of what anyone thinks about him.
Exactly. He's shining his light and sharing his fucking gift with the world. He's fucking a talented young kid. I fucking can't wait to fucking hear this fucking album from him.
I've already heard it. It's great. It's amazing.
All the singles and whatnot that we've gotten so far have been fantastic. I try not to listen until we get the fucking the official artist fucking drop, just to make sure that they're getting the revenue and whatnot, because as an artist, we get so little revenue from streams and shit that every listen counts. So, but no, good shit. We've gone over, quite a variety of topics here now. So I think we're getting good to fucking exit out this show. Is there anything that you wanted to plug or talk about before we wrapped everything up here?
I mean, I have new music coming on the way. I haven't dropped an album since early 2020. I have 4 projects in the works at the moment, so if you think that I fell off or anything like that, even if you were aware of me previously, just know that's not the case, and there's big things coming, for sure.
Absolutely.
From my end.
And I mean, I've heard lots of the music he's been working on. I know it's fucking heater coming. I've had a couple tracks where I have production notes on and whatnot.
For sure.
As I've said before, we work on music together in the past. New music fucking coming in the future. But yeah, guys, we love you motherfuckers. Thank you again for tuning in. Austin should hopefully be here on the next podcast. If not, it might be Dak here co-hosting with me again. In which case, fucking hoorah, motherfuckers. We're gonna fucking get it. But this has been the Come Up Podcast. Aaron the Rapper.
Dak.
Austin. Feel better soon.
He's here in spirit.
Here in spirit. Sorry about your tires, man. We hope whoever does it fucking gets caught.
Yep.
All right, guys. Peace out, bitches.
Peace out.
Have a good night.
Let me be the light in the darkness, 'cause you are not alone. Let me be the star in the night sky, 'cause you are not alone. Let me be the spark to the flame, 'cause you are not alone.